Hello everyone, welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be taking a look at the return of the Sinister Six box from CMON Games. This was in the original Marvel United Kickstarter, the Season 1 Kickstarter. It is now being offered again. Well, technically it was offered again during the second Kickstarter when they offered all of the original Marvel United 1 content except for the core box. And then they are now offering this box, because they introduced a new box called Maximum Carnage, which is going to have a similar playstyle to Sinister Six, as well as releasing content exclusive to the Multiverse Kickstarter, where you can get basically like mix and match content for from this game, add it into the other games, so that way you can use these characters in a giant Sinister Six game. So let us go ahead and take a look at this box. So this is Return of the Sinister Six. We've got Kraven the Hunter, Vulture, Electro there, because we don't have Shocker yet, Mysterio, and Sandman, Dr. Ock, all that stuff there. So we're going to take the box. We're going to move it right here. This is Return of the Sinister Six. And an overview, basically, the contents of this box are to where you can fight each one of the various villains in this box one at a time if you want to. There's another game mode though that is in this game that allows you to fight all 6 members of the Sinister Six at one time. This was basically the greatest shift in the playstyle of Marvel United during the first campaign. This was the last box revealed with the all-in pledge. And a lot of other boxes have attempted to kind of replicate this one in some way, shape, form, or fashion with combining different villains and whatnot. So, but this is the original OG multi-villain box. So there is the instructions there. It's not just one sheet, it is a whole thing. It talks about how to set up the Sinister Six mode. Right down here, it shows how you fight the Sinister Six, which ones go on a turn, because I believe there's only the 2 that go on at one time. Yep, topmost villains listed. I've played this before. It's been a while since I've actually gotten this one out. But yeah, so that is what we have there for a rules sheet. And then we get the new dashboard for Return of the Sinister Six. They basically use this hexagon dashboard for Apocalypse, Deadpool, Days of Future Past, and then there's a couple Civil War ones and a few other ones in Marvel United Multiverse that use a very similar shaped board. So that is what it looks like there. On the other side, you have the dashboard with all 6 characters, all in the same order every time. Again, if you're getting the Maximum Carnage expansion with the new Kickstarter, you will be able to actually mix these up in different order, and also any Spider-Man villain that has been in the game. That includes these 6, that includes Green Goblin from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, that includes Villain Venom, and others that I'm forgetting. Carnage in the original Marvel United stretch goal box. It includes all the characters from Spider-Geddon, all the villain characters from Spider-Geddon are going to be getting this new Sinister Six mode. So that is pretty awesome there. So there is that dashboard. And then I have been asked 1 or 2 times in the comments of other videos how well the sleeved cards fit in the boxes. And I usually say pretty good. This is one of those slight exception boxes, but we're going to take off the plastic there and put it over yonder. And then you have the, usually try to keep these, you have the dashboards for the individual Sinister Six. You've got Dr. Octopus right here, Vulture with a special setup of place 3 crisis tokens on each location. You've got Electro there, as I said, Sandman, Kraven the Hunter, Mysterio with his special setup of shuffle the threat cards and place them face down on the locations. So there is that, and then a better look at their rule cards and whatnot with their villainous plots. Now, As you can see on mine, all my cards are sleeved. As I've said before, I use the Gamegenic matte sleeves to try to cut down on the shininess. It does make them slightly dull looking in the sleeves, but overall, I like the way these sleeves look. I like the way the sleeves feel. This game only had 2 wells, possibly because of how many figures there were and how they were distributed, but there are only 2 wells in here. So the cards do kind of stick out of the wells a little bit, and you kind of have to push them down a little bit in this one to get them fully in the box. There are no tokens. That's my dog you're hearing, by the way. There are no tokens in this one to take up a well. As I've said before, a lot of the Marvel United expansion boxes all have 3 card wells that usually all the cards fit in 1, if not 2 of the wells, with the third one being reserved for tokens for that game. But then once you sleeve them all, they go into, they'll be able to fit in all 3 tokens, maybe have some extra room for tokens kind of sitting on top of the cards, possibly. I don't store my tokens in the same box as my core game. All of my tokens from season 1 are in a separate box, just an old box I had with some bin bits containers. For season 2 content of Marvel United, all of my tokens are actually still in their punch boards. I didn't punch them out because I used the plastic tokens that I got from season 2. So anyway, back to this. So these are the cards. Are they easy to get out? Well, technically I have big fat fingers, so it's hard to get into these wells anyway, as you see me kind of inching my way through. But these are the wells. These are the amount of cards that fit inside them. On the one well, I've got all the weak spot cards that you have to satisfy before you can attack that particular villain. Let's go ahead and put that there. So these are all the weak spot cards. Mysterio can't be damaged until this is complete. So you're basically spending your action tokens to satisfy these cards when you are fighting against the Sinister Six. So there's the weak spot tokens. In this side here, let me get them back because I had to separate them to store them. These are this is the deck specifically for the Sinister Six, realizing I'm holding it upside down, for the Sinister Six right there. And as you can see here, for this card, you would have Sandman and Electro go first. The reason why everybody else is on the board, because if Sandman, for example, is taken down, you would just go to the next one on the board. So there is what they do right there. And they do have their own special abilities when they do this. Activate all undefeated villains, start with Dr. Octopus, and go clockwise around the board. So yeah, that's going to be the specific villain. I'm sorry, not the specific. That is going to be the Sinister Six deck of cards right there. The other things we do have in here, along with that, is going to be cards for Vulture. That's a threat card for Electro. We're gonna have cards and threat cards for the Vulture there. There's all his movements, his BAMs, all that kind of stuff. Heist plan, if this is not the first heist plan card play in the storyline, steal 1 crisis token from each location without hero. So there's that. There is his electromagnetic wings, his grenade bombs. He uses Kraven and Sandman as minions when you play him individually. And some of these characters do have henchmen. I believe some of them, I'm trying to remember the deck, but I believe some of them, if they have henchmen, they don't necessarily have to be someone that's in this box. Electro with no henchman cards in his deck, but there is Electro's card deck there. Then we've got Sandman with Dr. Octopus and Electro in his deck there. I feel like someone has Green Goblin, but I can't remember. Let's get in here and find out. And then more cards, more stuff. Dr. Octopus right there. Kraven right there. Mysterio right there. Let's take a look at Dr. Octopus. Master Planner, deal 1 damage to each hero in any locations with any crisis tokens, and then place 1 crisis token in Dr. Octopus's location. Almost said Dr. Doom, doing way too many of those playthroughs. Got Sandman, Vulture, and Mysterio as his henchmen. It's weird to think of them as henchmen, though, because they don't necessarily work for those characters. I'm sure there's some comic examples of them teaming up in that kind of thing, but not necessarily working for them. I'm probably wrong, though. Let me know in the comments. Kraven the Hunter. There he is right there. No move and just bam, without even putting any civilians down. Obstinate Hunt. 1 hero in Kraven's location takes 1 crisis token, and then bam, there you go. And he moves clockwise to the next location with any heroes. He also has no minions in his deck right there. And then finally, Mysterio. Let's find a good card for him. Fake Heroics. Discard all civilians and thugs in Mysterio's location. Then draw another Master Plan card and add it face down in the storyline. So that's right. He does have these interesting ones. Mysterio can now be damaged once 2 missions have been completed. So for Broken Illusion, that's right, because they go on weird. But yeah, there is all his threat cards right there, right yonder. So there is, whoa, that's not how that goes. That was a little off. There we go. So there's all the threat cards and villain cards for the villains in this game. And as you can see, there are no heroes in this game. Now, like I said, these wells right here, if I were to take a card and place it in there, it goes in pretty good. It is slightly snug, but not too much to where I would not put sleeve cards in here. I would look into, if you don't want to put your sleeve cards in here, other storage solutions. Some people have been getting rid of the boxes all together. I hoard my boxes, essentially, so I don't know what it's like to not have every box for every game I own. So, but yeah, as you can see, they all fit on. Did I readjust them? Yeah, I readjusted them for a short. Yeah, so far Marvel United 1 and 2 fit on 3 different Calyx shelves, and Multiverse is coming, and I'm probably going to be utilizing other 2. So it's probably going to be 5 total shelves up there. But you don't care about any of that. You just want to see the cool minis in this box. So we will take a look first at Kraven the Hunter. Let's see if it'll focus this time. Yes, it will. So there is his beautiful sculpt right there. His spear is a little bent right there, but that's nothing that cannot be potentially fixed. So we'll go ahead and put that there. And then next is Dr. Octopus. I feel like mine had an issue on the back with the backpack. Let me take a look here. Yeah, you can't really tell too much, but right where the arms go in there, it's not. I think that's sticking out a little bit, but not enough to where I'm going to call in a quality control issue with it. My time for doing that was probably a year ago anyway, or 2 years ago anyway, so there is that one. Here is Electro. His beautiful sculpt there. I'm sure if they redid this one now, they would put the clear yellow lightning effect from X-Men on there. But this was produced in 2020, so probably not. Next we have Sandman right there, and that's not all just complete plastic. It is hollow in there a little bit. You can use them as a finger puppet, maybe. I'm dropping my stuff. But yeah, there is Sandman right there, looking all mad, menacing, and a little bit, like I said, texture on the sand to kind of give it that sandy feel if it's not painted. So there's that, and then we're gonna go with Mysterio, who I've always felt with mine, with this figure, that fishbowl should have been a little bit more recessed a little bit, but still a pretty good figure right there. I like it a lot. Do I have? Oh yeah, I do. He's just primed up there. I never painted him. I do have the Marvel Crisis Protocol version of the figure. it's got a little bit more effect on it. So, but yeah, anyway. So, and this is probably one of the better. Probably Doc Ock is tied with it in my opinion. But there is the Vulture looking all menacing and getting ready for takeoff right there. So that is everything that is in Marvel United Return of the Sinister Six. Sorry I did not go through every individual card or anything like that, like with the Fantastic Four one, but this video needs to get out pretty soon because the Marvel United Multiverse campaign, as of this recording, middle of the day on Tuesday, is possibly going out Tuesday night. It is going to be ending soon. So if you want to get this box, I would suggest I will link down below to the Kickstarter page. I don't work for CMON or anything like that, so I make no money off these endorsements, I guess. I guess that's what you call them. But yeah, so I would encourage you, if you want this box, go ahead and go for the Kickstarter. You can pledge $1 now and then buy it later on down the road, or at least get the Multiverse Pledge, which is just the base game. You'll get all those stretch goals, plus you can add this to the campaign, and I would also suggest adding the Maximum Carnage if you're really looking into a challenge of spider foes. Getting that Maximum Carnage, you'd be able to mix these characters, plus the ones in Maximum Carnage, plus any other spider villain that you have, plus the spider villains that are coming up in the Spider-Geddon box that's coming out this summer that's not part of this campaign. You'll be able to mix and match all those to have some pretty good combinations of Sinister Six battles. I think I saw online that there, with all of that, with all the different combos and everything, there's like 35,000 different combinations that you can have in there. I think they said it was up in the 5 digits, and I think someone else did the math, and it was like 35,000. So, I apparently don't know how math works, so if that's not accurate, let me know. Or if it is accurate, be in awe in the comments. But that is all going to be all for me today, so I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video, subscribing to this channel, hitting the bell, knowing when notifications are coming out, all that other stuff. And I thank you very much. And from all of me here at Rockshire Gaming, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.